After months and months of waiting, Forza Horizon 3 is nearly here, and now that pesky embargo has officially gone away, I can give you my thoughts and feelings about the latest Horizon game from Playground Games and Turn 10 Studios. Just a few quick notes and a disclaimer first. Microsoft Studios provided me with a copy of Forza Horizon 3 for the purposes of this review. I also reviewed the game on a regular Xbox One console with a controller and not the new Xbox One S, so I won't be talking about HDR mode or how it feels to play the game with a wheel. Finally, as you may have noticed in the title, this is part 1 of a 2-part review. Why is this review 2 parts? Well, mostly because Horizon games are always so big that it's hard to fit it all into just one review, with everything getting its due. Thus, I've decided to split this review into 2 parts. The first part will be all about my adventures, thoughts, and overall opinions of the game based on my single-player experience. The second part of my review, which will be coming soon, will be based strictly on my multiplayer experience. Okay, now that we've got that out of the way, let's dig in. The first thing I want to make very clear is that Forza Horizon 3 is more the same. However, that is meant in the best way possible. All the fun elements that fans of the previous Horizon games loved return. The physics still feel great, and all the terrain and weather effects can really be felt in each car's driving dynamics. There's no major course correction because, well, it didn't need one. In other words, Forza Horizon 3 is a great example of not fixing what isn't broken. However, that doesn't mean that there isn't anything new. The biggest addition to Forza Horizon 3 is the fact that now the player, aka you, are in charge of the Horizon Festival. Because your character is the boss of the festival, it totally changes the motivations and goals of the game. Instead of working your way up through the events to race against the best, your concern is building your Horizon Festival by expanding it all across Australia. How do you expand? You have to attract fans to your festival by completing challenges like races, PR stunts, and showcase events. Races are pretty straightforward and they come in either circuit, which is a set amount of laps on a closed course, or sprints, which are point A to B races along a specific route. PR stunts consist of drift zones, which are pretty self-explanatory, speed traps, bucket list challenges, and the new danger signs, which are basically massive jumps that allow players to flip Gravity the bird. With each Horizon Festival expansion, more challenges pop up. They don't need to be done in any particular order, and each challenge type will net a different amount of fans. There is no right, wrong, or best way to take these challenges on. It's all up to the player, which is one of the things that makes Horizon so unique. To complement the dynamic of being the Horizon boss, a new feature called Blueprint makes its debut in Forza Horizon 3. If you followed any of my previous coverage of the game or played the demo, you might already have a pretty good idea of how Blueprint works. If not, I'll give you a quick primer. Blueprint is a feature that allows players to customize the parameters of an event and literally make it their own. For example, if a player discovers a new circuit race, they can either accept the event as it is into their Horizon Festival, or they can go into Blueprint mode and change the types of cars allowed into the event, change the amount of laps in a circuit race, change the time of day, weather, and even name the event. If you don't like making your own event but you don't like the default option either, you can choose events created by other players and put them into your own Horizon Festival. You can go into Blueprint mode almost right away for circuit races and sprint races. However, Blueprint mode doesn't unlock for bucket list challenges unless you've already gotten a few festival expansions under your belt. Once Blueprint mode is unlocked for bucket list challenges, you have a ton of options to make almost any kind of challenge you want, and once you've made one, you can send it to people on your friends list to see if they can beat your challenge. Think of it as a really in-depth version of Rivals mode. I was skeptical of Blueprint mode at first, but after doing it a few times, I found a great sense of satisfaction from the ability to customize my own events and even name them. It really fleshed out the role of being the Horizon boss. I think most players will have a lot of fun with it. One of the most talked about new features by far is drone mode. This mode allows players to take control of a drone and freely fly around their car or in a given area. This is a game changer in two ways. The first is that for Forza content creators, drone mode allows for much more creative uses of the camera to make videos with their friends. An online party can literally designate someone as the camera operator, and they can film all they want from a ton of different camera angles. It's going to be pretty crazy to see what seasoned Forza filmmakers will do with drone mode. The other way drone mode changes things up is in single player mode. Anything special that is spotted in drone mode becomes a point of interest on the player's map that they can set a route to with their GPS. This essentially changes the way barn finds can be discovered now. Instead of driving around within the radius of a possible barn find, now players can just park their car, switch to the drone, and find the barn. Once the barn is spotted, they can switch back to the car and mark it on their GPS and drive right to it. However, drone mode isn't perfect. While you can go just about as far away from your vehicle as you want, the ceiling of the drone, as in the maximum height it can fly, isn't as high as I thought it would be. For example, the drone can't really fly above most trees, so you can't really get a really high epic bird's eye view. The other downside is that drone mode and photo mode are separate. So if I happen to be flying the drone around and I see something really cool in the environment that I want to take a picture of, I can't do it from the drone. I have to go back to the car, remember where I flew the drone, drive there, go to photo mode, and then take the picture. I definitely would have liked to see some photo functionality added to the drone. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Choosing Australia as the location for Forza Horizon 3 is a stroke of brilliance. In Horizon games, location is a character, and Australia really fits the role. It has all the terrains and environments you'd want from a Forza game. Forests, suburbs, plains, fields, mountain roads, urban areas, and wide open deserts. And it also all looks absolutely beautiful. The Playground Games team spent a lot of time talking about the sky for a reason. The way the dynamic sky system works and the way the lighting works with the sky system, combined with the surface textures of both the vehicles and the environment, work brilliantly together to provide a visually stunning experience that actually has real effects on gameplay. For example, nighttime is extremely dark, and without headlights you really can't see much of anything, which is spooky but in a fun way. During sunrise or sunset, players do have to consider driving into the sun and how that affects visibility. The only thing I had a problem with is the rain. While the rain looks great and changes car dynamics, my issue is with visibility. When it rains on the camera as well as the car. So if you're like me and you like to drive in the front bumper view, or a view where only the hood is seen, you're going to have a lot of visibility issues in heavy rain. Yes, there are windshield wipers, but they are only in effect when driving in full cockpit mode. Otherwise, there is no way to get the rain out of your way. It even gets on the camera in third-person view mode, but the effect is not as bad. I really wish there was a way to use wipers in other views or turn off the rain on camera effect. There are a lot of cars in Forza Horizon 3. Personally, I didn't feel myself wanting for any particular vehicle. Okay, well, Porsche obviously, but I think by now we all know that a Porsche expansion will be coming later. Speaking of, I want to go off topic a bit and talk about something I found in the menu. It looks like there's going to be an expansion pass, similar to the car pass that allows players to pay for all future car pack DLCs up front for a discounted rate. The same can now be done with expansions for Forza Horizon 3. According to the marketplace page, there will be 2 expansions coming to Forza Horizon 3. Though during the review I was unable to see how much the pass will cost or what the expansions will be. Though if I had to make a guess, I would say one of them is likely to be the inevitable Porsche expansion, and the other will likely be some type of map expansion similar to Storm Island on Forza Horizon 2. The good news is yes, the wide body kits are authentic offerings from the likes of Rocket Bunny and Liberty Walk. The bad news is there doesn't seem to be a Forza brand wide body kit that can be applied to any car. The Rocket Bunny and Liberty Walk kits can only be applied to cars that those companies actually make kits for in real life. For example, you can get a Rocket Bunny kit for the Toyota GT86 or a Liberty Walk kit for the BMW M4. However, you can't slap a wide body kit on a Ford Focus RS, for example. I was really hoping there would be some type of universal wide body kit option, but that didn't happen this time around. It's definitely a bummer, but not a deal breaker for me by any stretch. The wheel selection in Forza Horizon 3 is pretty much what it's always been, with the exception of ADV1 wheels and 1552 wheels coming on board. There's a pretty good selection, especially with these two new brands, but I still think that both the Forza Horizon and Forza Motorsport games need more wheel options, though I can't really knock them for it because it's not totally in their hands. I learned from a very reliable source that the wheels that are included in the games are almost purely based on which wheel manufacturers approach them to be in the game. So if there's a wheel brand that you want to see in the game that isn't there, contact them and tell them to reach out to Turn 10 Studios and Playground Games. Once again, the auto show, aka the place where you buy cars, is nicely organized and the cars are grouped by their manufacturer, which makes it a bit easier to get to a specific car. There are 3 new sections of the auto show: Trending, Upgrade Heroes, and Forzathon Sales. Trending is exactly what it sounds like. It allows players to see the most popular cars being purchased so they know what to buy or what not to buy if they want to be different from the crowd. Upgrade Heroes list all the most popular upgrade-friendly cars, so if you're all about modding, it's a good place to look for a new ride. Finally, there are Forzathon Sales, which will be tied to weekly events that will take place in-game. For more on Forzathon, check out our first impressions video. After all is said and done, I can confidently say that Forza Horizon 3 gave me almost everything I wanted out of it. It retains its unique theme, addictive gameplay, unique car selection, and amazing visuals. Yet additions like Blueprint and Drone Mode stack the deck and really make the game come very close to being the complete package. Sure, there are some disappointments and shortcomings, but when weighed against all the positives, the negatives become mostly nitpicks at worst. Playground Games has officially knocked it out of the park for the 3rd time in a row, and I give them props for it. And just for the record, here are all my pros and cons. Thank you for watching part 1 of our Forza Horizon 3 review. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos and you want to know exactly when part 2 of our review comes out, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.